The real reason Kendrick Lamar looks sad in the Luther music video. Now that you've been following me, you know that I have a theory that Kendrick Lamar is going to be releasing a visual album. And just like the Super Bowl, this visual album is going to tell a story. Now what I believe is this story is going to be told through the music videos, but out of order. So Peekaboo video drops here, a TV off video drops here, but we are going to be the ones that have to put the story together ourselves when the videos come out. Now, I believe the videos that will be on this visual album will be the songs that were performed at the Super Bowl. And one of those is going to be Man at the Garden. I believe that the Man at the Garden video is directly correlated to why Kendrick Lamar is looking like this in the Luther video. Which makes sense if you look at this. Man at the Garden is the song that follows Luther. And I've heard theories about Man at the Garden being about Kendrick Lamar actually being at a cemetery. But haven't y'all noticed that Kendrick Lamar has continued to play this narrative of rewriting stories? Whether that be in the Bible, whether that be whatever, he's continuously rewriting stories. And that tells me everything I need to know. I break it all down in this YouTube video I just dropped. Click the link in my bio to check it out, bro.
So I'm the only one that caught this reference in the Luther music video. In the Kendrick and SZA Luther music video, I was the only one that caught this. Let me break it down and the rest of the video for you, okay? You ever seen this meme? It's a very popular meme on the net, right? People have the Reaper, they put a sign on everything, then they say, hey, you know what? One by one. For example, let's say they put a sign on here and they say that's the Lakers. The Lakers are the Reapers, right? And it's a playoff series, right? They'll put the Mavericks here. They'll put, you know what I'm saying, Houston here, Dallas here. And they'll be like, all right, we deaded that one, we deaded that one, we deaded that one. Who's next, right? You get the point? Okay. When I saw the Sizzler do this, I said, wait a minute. And one of the interns on our live reaction was like, what number is that door? You know what I'm saying? Zoomed in and realized it was the number 6. Six God. Now I know what you're going to say, HQ. This is very K-Dot call members of you. Don't just blame me. I'm putting the blame on my interns. We can't unsee it, right? Even numbers 6, 8, 10. Very intentional that you make sure that number was 6. But what does that have to do with the whole theme of the video? That's what we're going to get into. I think here it is kind of that message of like, hey, SZA can go in there. You know, there's been folks on here saying SZA was the mole. Can go in here one by one, right? But also, as you watch the video, I noticed that the man becomes a little more at peace when she walks in the room and seduces him, right? And that kind of feels a little bit like the theme of the video. So let's get into that. And then I noticed about Kendrick in this video, I mean, he's been very stoic in a lot of his videos, but he made sure to let you know he was sad in this video when he wasn't around his romantic interest, right? Said romantic interest being Anastasia. I was asking, who is this girl? She looks familiar. She looks familiar because she's Nigerian American. Once you know one Nigerian, you know them all if you're Nigerian. You know, still keeping the stoic vibes, but not sad whenever he's around his own love interest, right? So that's kind of like the signal there for the man. Whenever he's around love interest, not sad. His ride or die, you know what I'm saying? And I guess here, this man, when he's around this love interest, not sad, but she's a little lusty. She's trying to seduce him, and then she's going to go one man after the other versus the situation that Kendrick is in. Maybe he could be pointing out that all you guys that look up to the other guy, this is a situation you end up with if you're not with one woman right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibes that I'm getting. Could be a reach. Call it reach and foul HQK. I just had to point that out, right? Now, we had a pause in the video. In this point, I'm noticing the black and white visuals. Then they're offsetting it with, color visuals. Obviously, we just saw the Nokia video, black and white, you know what I'm saying? But Kendrick took a different approach here saying, hey, I'm going to do some black and white, and I'm going to mix it with color here. I thought these were nice and cute. The buildings were very peculiar, and obviously GNX messaging. I like this. I've always told you guys I'm not a huge fan of the Luther record. Like, I get why the Luther record works. Like, I get why it works, but doesn't mean that I'm a huge fan. I can say the music video made me like the song a little more, right? It made me like it a little more. And that's what a music video should do, right? So when people ask, oh, why would you shoot a music video to a record that's going number 1 already? Why would you do that? Because one, there's never more than enough promo. And two, you're going to get people to change their mind about the song most of the time. You'll get a good, if it's 10% of overall listeners, they will. And also, You don't want to be down from number one because who's right behind you? The dude that you're now visually competing with. Nokia, Drake, number two, right? And speaking of, yes, that is what this is about. It's gonna be a lot of war. Y'all think we can't get over the beef? I think these guys can't get over the beef. This is Karina Evans, I believe. She's produced a lot of music videos for Drake before. God's Plans, I think Nice for What, right? Guess who produced this Luther music video? Now, if you're Aubrey's Angel, you're like, oh, he chasing after the GOAT. I feel you. I ain't mad. If you're a Peach and Lang affiliate, you're like, oh, well, what, do you own music directors? I see it. I get it. This is it's very telling that we're doing some competing here. Remember this from the Bodies snippet or whatever, and we've not got that song? This whole like kind of venue or whatever, I caught it in a music video again. In this one, but then Kendrick had a pew pew. Can't really see it. I don't know who he taking shots at, but hey, come on, breakdown artists, start breaking it down. Find the answers for me. Yeah, that's what I've got for now. I'm sure I'll have more information, but I did notice this scene wasn't there. So it's either A, that scene that we all caught the other day when we saw the GNX and the music video shoot, something like that. It wasn't for this Luther video. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be for Luther. A lot of y'all said maybe he's the good credit with Playboi Carti. Maybe he brought the GNX to Playboi Carti's world. Who knows? I don't know. But it's very interesting that this wasn't there. Or number three, we were all wrong. And this whole thing had nothing to do with that. Okay? Check off the boxes. Solid music video. Get great visuals. Some Easter eggs in there. Take shots at your enemies. He's taking shots at you. Plus, pay homage to Luther Vandross and Cheryl, right? And If This World Was Mine, right? And Cheryl Lynn, right? And you put that in the end, nice little romantic, emotional vibes. Check it all off. So whether you love the song or not, you got to give kudos to these guys. They are pushing the envelope in terms of making sure they put the effort into these visuals, putting the effort now into the music. That's what competition does. I love it.
SZA and Kendrick Lamar just dropped their Luther music video, so y'all know this is a first watch breakdown of that music video. This is just my reaction off of one watch. Let's start by Kendrick Lamar might be the pettiest and most hateful human being we've ever seen. Karina Evans is the music video director for this song, and as you can see, she has a history with Drake. Now, Karina Evans is a Canadian director and actress. She has directed God's Plan, Nice for What, I'm Upset, and In My Feelings. Now, another interesting aspect of this video is a lot of it is shot in black and white. And we know last week Drake dropped a Nokia video, which was shot in IMAX and was black and white, people, black and white. All right, now that we got the pettiness out the way, Karina and that team did a great job with this music video. So in this music video, you see there's a lot of like tight shots like this that shows the love and companionship. And she contrasted that really well with wide angle shots as well. And then you can see it goes from black and white to color. You feel me? I found this shot interesting as well. Kendrick Lamar showing his GNX covered up. This could be symbolic or mean something. I couldn't figure it out on first watch. If there's something else I catch, maybe I probably won't make another video about it. But Kendrick Lamar seen dancing next to his covered up GNX. In this music video, Kendrick Lamar is sharing a lot of intimate moments with his love interest, as well as SZA. SZA also has a love interest as well. And as you can see, like when it shifts back to color, it still has like a vintage kind of like look to it. Like we can see a bit of a vignette in the corner, like, you know, it gives a vintage feel, the color grading and everything. And here's some of SZA's looks. I mean, she bodied these. She bodied these. One thing SZA's going to do is take advantage of a moment in the look. Here you can see we get back into a tighter shot versus the wide shots we seen earlier. Another thing I loved about the video is at the end, they played Luther Vandross's If This World Were Mine, the sample that they used for Luther. You feel me? Like, if y'all not familiar with the old classics, I'm gonna get y'all familiar with it. And I thought it was beautiful. They left like a good 45 seconds to a minute of just If This World Were Mine playing to end it off. Overall, I really loved the music video. I thought it was beautiful. I'm about to go watch it again, but y'all know I like to give y'all my initial reactions after I only watched the music video one time. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. I will be posting long form content there. Till then, I am out of here. You shitting me?
I am more than willing to admit when I'm wrong. I made a video about the fact that Nokia and Luther were kind of battling for the top spot on the Billboard, and someone said, imagine if Kendrick put out a video for Luther, and I was like, the tour starts next week. There's no need to do that. That's the visual. I was not correct, because when all of a sudden my feed starts showing me that Kendrick dropped, which Kendrick dropped is like the clarion call at this point, I was like, he dropped what? So I ran over to his Instagram page, couldn't find it, and then I saw the Dissect podcast that posted about the video, so I went to the YouTube, and I was like, he released a video for Luther. And it's visually just beautiful. And like, I'm sure there's a lot in there. There's a lot of like all these different elements and why the color palette, like I'm sure all that's there. I just watched it one time and it's just cool. And I love more than anything, the fact that they just let the Luther Vandross song play at the end. And so I was wrong. Kendrick dropped the video for Luther. It looks beautiful. I'm just excited to go see the concert next week. Opening night in Minneapolis. I'll be there. But anyway, so yeah, if you didn't know, the video's out on this YouTube. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I kind of wish that Kendrick Lamar would dumb down his work a bit, that he would stop making it so multi-layered and have like secret meanings and other interpretations, because I know that in 2 months, a white guy is going to try to explain it to me. In 2 months, a white guy's going to be like, actually, Christian, did you know about the symbolism in the Luther video? It actually, in my life, it doesn't happen often. I'm not talking to white guys about hip hop like that, but when it happens, it's always Kendrick. It's always Kendrick.
I'm about to prove to y'all right here that Kendrick Lamar uses bots for his views and comments. So Luther just dropped 5 hours ago on YouTube, and please look at the numbers. Like, are we serious right now? So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go to the Luther video on YouTube, then go to comments. And then when you go to comments, just look through the comments. And you're gonna see a bunch of names that look like this. Now, if you see a name that looks like this, click on the name and look when they joined YouTube. Joined 4 hours ago? I'm sorry, the music video just dropped 5 hours ago. Oh, you don't believe me? Here's another one. Joined 2 hours ago. Look what they say. I've had this on repeat all day. Oh, look, another one joined an hour ago. And they said this was very informative. Appreciate it. Guys, I'm telling you, this isn't a coincidence. I already know K-bots are going to be in the comments like, oh, there's bots on every big artist's comments on YouTube. Like, that's a normal occurrence. Not really, bro. Because if you go to Nokia's music video on YouTube and go to the comment section, you will not see nearly as many bots. I didn't see any bots, actually. Just so y'all know I'm not capping, I want y'all to compare Luther's comment section to Nokia's comment section. There is a night and day difference. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of real people commenting on Luther's comment section, but there are still a lot of bots under this comment section. Kendrick, I fuck with you, but you gotta stop with the fake numbers and the botting just to get ahead of Drake, because come on, bro.
Kendrick said the last dude figured he was Magneto. You play God, you go get what you asked for. You thought you was bulletproof. You thought you could manipulate any shots that was coming at you and you'd be fine. But you didn't do the knowledge. Shout out my boy Deontay. You didn't do the knowledge. I got vibranium in this clip. You know what I'm saying? You can't manipulate none of this. Whatever I'm popping off, it's gonna hit. I am the Batman who laughs. I am psychotic. I am off my rocker, but I also got contingency plans. If you would have did this, I got this ready for you. If you went this way, I got this waiting for you. It was no escape. You was backed into a corner. You just didn't know it. And on top of that, what was Magneto? He was Jewish. You might have survived the Holocaust, but you ain't surviving these hollow tips. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is a menace. The fact that you took that character specifically and made it fit, and it makes so much sense. That's the crazy part. It makes so much sense. Sometimes you got to know when and when not to pick your battles. All right? It's some people you don't mess with.
What's interesting is that this apparently has 914 million streams on Spotify, and Drake does not believe that that's real. But if I played the song like, I don't know, 50 million times, and maybe you played the song 50 million times, it doesn't take that long to get up to 914 million. Now, I heard the rest of the country was a little bit weird, but where I live in Brooklyn, I'd hear Not Like Us like bumping in somebody's car. My windows in my apartment were shaking many times because somebody was driving down the street playing Not Like Us that loud. And that happened like multiple times. And to add insult to injury, after I listened to GNX a couple times, I was like, you know what really hits right now? Let me go play Euphoria. Let me go play Not Like Us. Also, what's funny is I remember when I would search up Not Like Us, and actually Family Matters would come up as a possible search result. And I was like, okay, well, Spotify's being messy because they know that you're probably trying to figure out what's going on with the beef right now. So to try to claim that they're artificially like changing the results against you is hilarious. And at this point, it feels like he's dragging it because right when I kind of forget what's going on, here he comes with a lawsuit.